I'm Mansi Chawla, your host from Nuremberg Messe, India, and I warmly welcome all of you to day 3 of Indiawood 2025, celebrating 25 years of transforming the woodworking and furniture industry. Today, once again, we have a series of power-packed sessions lined up through the day. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Our first session today is by the Indian Woodworking Machinery Manufacturers and Traders Association. For this, I would like to invite Ms. Sushma Shenoy, who is the coordinator for the Indian Woodworking Machinery Manufacturers and Traders Association. I request Sushma to please come on the stage and lead the discussion. Thank you.
Hi, I'm audible? Yes. Thank you so much, Mansi. All right, so first of all, I thank you all to be a part of this particular session and taking your time out to come here and enjoy this particular session. And somehow there seems to be a kind of buzz today in the IWMM, and I'm sure that buzz is not only because of this. Most of it, the credit goes to our dust collectors and also the routers. They are the ones who are doing the buzz here. And for those of you who don't know me, I am actually Sushma Shenoy, and as Mansi introduced me, I am the coordinator for the Indian Woodworking Machinery Manufacturers and Traders Association. I'm also a founder and director of a company called Trigger Media. We are into media marketing. And before we start off, I would like to call Mr. Gopi Theerthagiri, the current president, a recently elected president of the association, to give us a welcome note.
Good morning, everyone. I take pride in welcoming all of you for this session, which is organized by IWMMTA. This is one of the initiatives, which we have taken up to bring in awareness on designing, awareness on manufacturing and various aspects which could help this industry to move to the next level. With this, I thank Team NM for giving us this wonderful venue with all the preparations ready for us to organize such a nice event. And we hope this event brings a lot of immense knowledge to the people here and will go forward in making a difference in this industry. Thank you all once again for being here, and let's kickstart this session. Thank you.
So before we kick off the program today, first of all, I would like to take a moment to recognize the incredible journey of Indiawood and the entire team of Indiawood and Nuremberg Messe. From its humble beginnings in Bangalore, this event has only grown into one of the most sought after events in the Indian market today. And the woodworking community has definitely come a very long way from where it started as a very small setup to this entire mammoth kind of a show. And we as an association are very honored to be a part of this celebration, which is true testament of the resilience and the thank you. Right, and the evolution of the woodworking community itself. So let's actually take a moment and give a big round of applause for the 25th edition of Indiawood. It truly is a celebration, a Silver Jubilee celebration. Yeah, please give them a big round of applause. Right, and before I talk about the session, well, today is also March 8th, and it is International Women's Day, and definitely I would like to wish all the wonderful, strong and talented women in the audience today, and I extend my heartfelt wishes to them. And women are actually shaping industries across the globe, and woodworking sector is also no exception. And their contribution are both commendable and transformative. And a huge round of applause to all the women who continue to break the barriers and standards in our industry. So to begin today's program, I'm actually delighted to introduce a very young and exceptionally talented entrepreneur. So his journey began as an engineer. From there on, he actually got into product designing, and then he went on to a small career in teaching as well. Finally, it brought him to his true passion, which is, furniture design. And he believes, in blending the traditional Indian furniture making with advanced AI design. And he has a very unique style of creating furniture pieces which are nail-free and also screw-free. So that is a kind of an USP, if you could say. And his designs are, something of a vision that he would like to call it as digitally traditional. So it's an innovative bridge between the heritage and the technology. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to call upon Mr. Aakash Patel. He's the founder and the designer of Shadowline Furniture, and he shall share his thoughts today on the importance of the design to compete in the global market. So, let's explore and see what are the innovations that he is going to discuss with us today. Over to you, Aakash.
Thank you, Sushma, and thank you, members of the association, for actually inviting me here. So this is by far India's most important event when it comes to furniture manufacturing and woodworking. And it goes without saying that all the actual progress happens here. And here we're introduced to all the technological advancements actually that's taking place in our industry. And the keywords are technological advancement, or in simple words, the improvements we make to our techniques of doing things. And techniques and methods are what defines any sort of technological advancements. I truly believe that the end of every technological advancement is actually furniture. And it's an idea that really excites us at my studio. And the problem that I feel we face here in India is that very few designers are actually getting into this sort of a thing. Let me explain this in a moment. This is Charles and Ray Eames. I don't know how many of you are familiar with them, but they're the beautiful couple that are standing underneath an airplane fuselage made for a World War II aircraft out of bent plywood. This, in their era, was advanced technology. And within a few years after the war, this was available to millions of Americans for a very, very cost-effective way. The second genius couple is Anthony Dunn and Fiona Raby. Again, it's a very unknown design couple, but you guys must look into their work. And all of these four designers, you should actually try to understand where their design came from. So mute out all the lore, mute out all the branding that is gone behind actually promoting these designers, and actually see what actually backed their era in terms of design. As for my personal journey, it began with one furniture design course when I was studying in 2016. It was an environment where the only excuse to not produce good work was actually laziness. We were provided with every advanced equipment that's out there. We were provided with good materials at a very subsidized rate. We were provided with all the hand-working tools that we needed at the workshop's counter, available for checkout anytime we liked. We could take it home, use it, and bring it back. They taught us how to leverage these tools and think beyond the rudiments of ergonomics and function. And that's what's the most critical part about this. So in 2020, when I planned to set up my studio, the goal was to actually boost such kind of design practices in India. If you speak to any design students today, you will realize that their entire conversation is actually very focused towards ergonomics, comfort, and that's basically what they're talking about when they're in their prime and they're supposed to be doing highly experimental things. Things that actually push the market and not hold back. So I had just given up teaching in 2020, and my aim was to eventually build an environment of no excuse, realizing really quickly that in any learning, the actual value is only given to a degree. So very quickly, that plan sort of fell apart. From 2020 to 2022, I planned out a no excuse environment at least for solid wood, just as a start point in furniture design. Post January 23, we spent 2 years quietly developing products and leveraging advanced machines, designing unconventional furniture pieces that basically pushed the norms in terms of forms when it came to solid wood furniture. We tried everything that would basically give faith and legitimacy to this type of furniture manufacturing and furniture design. So while I saw in these 2 years that most manufacturers that get into solid wood furniture practice something called handcrafted contemporary design, I actually moved towards something what I call digital traditionalism, if I were to term it that. And the reason I do this is because I realized one thing over time, that India, more than anything else, is really good at actually exporting its culture. And maybe it's time that we realize that instead of building a culture of export, we must actually just try exporting our culture, and the goods will actually follow. You see that design principles are actually quite simple. There's nothing complicated about it. And the mindful execution of these design principles have actually existed with us for thousands and thousands of years. They aren't imports. Modern design is not really an import as such. The precisely lined up geometries and thoughtful transitions from one feature to another, and more importantly, my favorite, the intentional shadow lines that are actually put across on the intentional shadow lines that separate the features and also make objects look floating. These are all ancient techniques that have been used in India for thousands and thousands of years. They're absolutely beautiful. There's detail in every hidden area as well. And Apple did not come up with it. Most people that look at our catalog actually compare our designs to either Japanese or Scandinavian. And to them, I always remind them to actually look at our heritage sites and sort of mute out all the storytelling that is on the walls. What they actually miss out in our traditional work is that intricate carvings are, yes, a big part of it, but actually the more difficult thing to produce is the precision and the alignment that they actually bring to the entire architectural work. So anyone who uses a hand plane can actually basically tell you that it's much difficult to probably level out a stone than it would be timber, and they achieved it thousands of years ago. And this was actually without any compute power, any advanced tools. It was just pure human ingenuity at work. Our tradition and heritage are powerful and we should draw from it, but we have to basically bring it to our time. We have to use latest advancements to push the limits of design, manufacturing and architecture during our time, just like our ancestors did back in their time. It's futile to waste time in mimicry of popular classical pieces. It's critical to think in this manner not just for quality but also for efficiency and competence, the betterment of the economy, and most importantly, not to lose our culture simply because we denied advancing. Advancement and protecting our culture go hand in hand so long as we strive to actually study it and improve upon it. And this was a very big lesson that I personally learned when I visited Patsdakal and Hampi in Karnataka. So for what our goals were in the studio, we invested in high-end machines that were super fast. They're actually geared towards mass production, but we use it for its precision instead. Its ability to actually create clean, uninterrupted details that are very much a part of our traditional culture and our heritage artwork. We use it to improve on traditional techniques and develop fresher ideas that celebrate both our cultural practices and our architectural heritage. Later in 2023, mid-2023, when Midjourney was all the buzz that AI was creating, we decided to test our limits and execute one of its crazy designs that it had thrown at us. Trying to stay true to the medium, if you guys follow that. If a digital mind created it, a digital hand must produce it. So we went on to actually produce this piece, and at that time, this design basically became the first AI-generated piece that was executed using a completely digital pipeline. And I use the word pipeline very carefully because the 3D model and the CNC work was still done by humans. But there was no hand sculpting involved. All the processes were digital. And all of this actually took all of 3 weeks to develop. Soon after that, a client actually approached us, a very decisive client, and asked us to actually show him options for a center table with traditional rattan work. We had to be quick. We pulled up some Midjourney images, the client approved it, we made it, and they loved it. The development time from image to the final piece, in this case, was 5 days. Of course, the piece is much simpler. Our process allows us to reduce errors, improve assembly and finishing processes to make things faster. And all of this was achieved without actually using nails or screws. You will also, so basically if you want an R&D time of just 5 days, you will need fast, accurate machines to do your job exactly how you intended to. You will also need a machinist, a woodworker and a designer to be the same person. Now it's difficult to do that, but that's exactly what it takes to bring your development time down. By 2024, we wanted to actually create a cultural masterpiece. The Ashya chair is a meditation chair, and we moved on to actually explore more organic, smoother forms that still related back to our culture. And as I said, we have to bring things back to our time, and hence the organic forms. The shape is actually derived from Lord Buddha's posture and his robe while he is meditating. During this entire journey, the biggest thing that I actually realized is we cannot compete in pricing with China. And even at our best, I don't think we can compete with their turnaround time. The ecosystem that we have here is simply not set up as yet. We also cannot compete with quality standards at the moment with either China, US or Europe. And again, to my limited knowledge, our ecosystem does not support that yet. The gaps are really, really massive, as what I've heard, but everyone here knows that everybody is actually scrambling and working hard to minimize those gaps and achieve our results. Meanwhile, what I'd like to mention is just like a foreign policy, I think India should have its own side when it comes to global competition. And we can differentiate very, very immediately using design as a change. A good and powerful start point in design is through the lens of our culture and not through plain and simple mockery of Pinterest finds. How well we export our culture will ensure how well we actually do in the global marketplace. The quality and economies of scale will eventually find its way because design is actually the art of generating demand. The supply will be met and it will be met swiftly, and our machine manufacturers and traders will always be there to support us to achieve our goals. I really hope by the next event we see more designers rise up to the challenge of actually advancing our methods and more machine manufacturers actually backing them up. Designers that are not about throwing hand sketches at the shop floor team, but actually get involved in development of pieces themselves. That's what actually creates intellectual property, and that's what we need at the moment. I also would like to see more businessmen who are pulled out of the machine 16 ghanta chalna chahiye mindset. It really actually hinders the development process of things, and this I faced over and over. And it's a thing to understand that development is an expensive process, and you have to sacrifice time and money to actually do speedy development. And I'd like to end on this note that if you're not really developing new products indigenously, what technology have you actually developed, or what advancements have you made? Mimicry, I feel, is the dilution of the original. Improvements are good, but it's actually a sign of stagnation. And new development in techniques is the only thing that brings progress. I'm confident that it's a shared vision. I feel we need to shift our perspective in terms of how we actually approach global competition and just compete from our side, our way. Thank you, and I know it might have offended some people, so I apologize as well. But thank you for inviting me.
Video in the end. Right. Thank you so much, Aakash. Well, I would say it was a little bit of a fascinating kind of a session. Who knew that, wood and design could be so interesting? And Aakash is here for some time, so perhaps if anyone would like to discuss about, some creative furniture making, I'm sure he would love to connect. And frankly, my favorite pieces from Aakash's design is the meditation chair. So the concept is quite intriguing for me, and if I didn't have a clue that the thought of the traditional woodworking and the contemporary mindfulness, those could be merged together. I think that's what was the message behind the meditation chair. Perhaps Aakash could maybe give one for the association office as well. Let's all meditate there, I guess. Okay, so now I would like to move on to the much awaited session, which is the unconventional segment of this entire program. So it is basically a skit that we have named it as Furniture Ka Badshah. Right? So it is basically the India's quest for, global glory. So that's what it is. So as an association, we are making an attempt to, bring in new kind of things to bring out the message, and that is the attempt here today that we want to do. Let's be honest, actually, most of our lessons that we have been taught as young kids were in the format of storytelling, and that's what we are trying to do here today. So, well, who are our actors? Well, most of them know them already, they don't need an introduction. However, I would like to let you all know that these stalwarts of the industry who have, graciously agreed to adorn the role of actors today for this skit. So, I would like to introduce firstly Mr. Govind Assudani. So, yeah, he is the CEO of Schelling India Private Limited, a founding force behind our association, if you say. And he is taking the role of Govinda Sarkari today. And he is, if I have to explain his character, is a little composed, eloquent bureaucrat who loves a good punchline. And he is going to be representing the policy and the governance of our country. Secondly, I would like to invite Mr. Gopi Theerthagiri. He is the Managing Director of Woodtech Consultants Private Limited and also our newly elected President of IWMMTA. Today he steps into the shoes of a flamboyant Maqbool Machinewala. So about the character, he is actually a visionary businessman with a flair for dramatics. Has to be. And he is representing the machinery supplier. I'm sure most of you will be able to connect with this character. And lastly, I would like to call upon Mr. Raghavendra NK. He is the co-founder and the principal consultant of Pensare Solutions LLP. And he is also the newly elected secretary of IWMMTA. Well, he is taking on the role of Bijli Kharidaar, a no-nonsense furniture manufacturer with big dreams but practical challenges, representing a buyer. We hope that his questions or his challenges will be answered by the other two. I am leaving the stage to the gentleman now.
Thank you, Pushpa. Thank you, NM, for this opportunity for IWMMTA. It's really a great honor to be here. And what we are going to talk about is, as Aakash said, are we ready to export our design, export our furniture? And we are going to talk about how India can be an international hub for global manufacturing. So that's the topic. Yeah. So shall we start? So Raghu, we are on this platform here where we know that a lot of machineries are being exhibited, a lot of technology, a lot of raw materials being exhibited, the modern raw materials. I think this is the right time for India to get into global manufacturing hub, because we have a lot of advantages. What do you think about it, Raghu? So what we are looking at is India is a very good manufacturing base because A, the labor is cheap here, the availability of good design, international designs are available here. At the same time, raw material is available. What needs to be done is we need to funnelize all these things into a focused approach where we would train the labor, because we work very closely with many training centers like Furniture Fitting Skill Council. We also work with IWMMTA and setting up various training centers so that you get the right trained manpower. At the same time, there are many machine manufacturers and machine suppliers here in India, supported well by after-sales service, after-sales support, so that your factory will have trained manpowers, good CNC machines manufacturing, and also availability of raw material. If you go around in this exhibition, you will see a lot of exhibitors showing good quality of raw material. So the stage is set. It's up to all of us to come together and work on this so that we become a global furniture hub, manufacturing hub here.
I can see this current growth rate at 50%, and what is this market size is so big. What do you think, Gopiji, your machinery side, how it is going?
Well, the machines are the need of the hour today for volume manufacturing. We are now becoming a mass manufacturing destination. for the world. So we need to step into the next level of investment into modern machines, automations, Industry 4 standards on manufacturing systems. And we have most of this technology here for you to set up your factory and to run your factory in the global scale.
I mean, I can see a lot of drivers from other side. Govindji, can you please throw me some light on this?
Yeah, all the drivers which put India into an advantage are here. So we have low cost labor available. We have the design capability, as I said earlier. It's also the location of India. If you look at it, it's excellent. So it's something in between the western side of the world and the eastern side of the world. Therefore, it's a good place to manufacture and export all across the globe. So, yeah, and at the same time also, a lot of new startups, entrepreneurs who are coming up. We heard Aakash recently. What are his plans? So I think, yeah, we are at the right juncture and supported by Gopi with all the modern machines here.
Gopiji, if you can throw some light on whatever modern technology you are getting it.
Yeah, we have low-cost automation to set up your factory with a very budget that fits into your pocket, and cutting-edge technology without any compromise. Global level digital factories where you have all the most data that you need on a digital form in your factory. And high-speed machines, of course, to produce more at a very short period of time. And conveyors and robotic systems, etc. to reduce manpower in your factory and increase the eye efficiency. We have everything.
But I still have the same challenges. See, already my production guy is calling. 1 second, let me attend this call. What happened? Arey, cutting edge did not turn up? Oh my God. See, I have this kind of a challenges on a daily basis. I have a, high competition outside my market. I have my, supply chain issues. Skilled laborers today, I have my cutting operator is not, not there in the factory, but my factory is down already. Yes. What is the government initiatives? What I can take it from?
As you can see, Raghu, so don't get anxious about it. We as a government are strongly working on two different areas. One is skill development, and the skill development is to ensure that each and every workman in the furniture factory achieves the right kind of skill. And we have various training centers all across India. At the same time, we'll also support you with various policies so that your factory becomes a world-class factory. So those schemes are already in place.
Yeah, Gopiji, I can see these things in your website as well. Can you please show me some light on this?
Yes, as you can see here, once you design your furniture into a software, we do have software, and that software creates the design and develops it and then speaks to the machine without any intervention. So that's called the digital manufacturing. And with that, to support that, we do have machines which can capture those designs and produce it seamlessly without any hindrance, with accuracy, with precision, at high volume, and with less manpower and at a low cost. With this, you can go to the global stage and sell your furnitures at an affordable price.
Yeah, I am really fascinated about what you showed just now, but look at my factory. This is exactly what I'm throwing from my, a live factory. See, this is exactly what I'm facing these issues. So how will I even think about a global level factory?
Yes, for this, you need to stretch your pocket and put up some investment and give us some money we will set it up the most modern factory for you. And that factory, you will come out of all your headache and start producing furnitures with the mind relaxed.
Yeah, I can see a lot of, training initiatives and stage like this kind of Indiawood, where I have a lot of, machine suppliers, technology suppliers across the globe are here. I'm going to call my whole team now immediately here and let's collaborate. Also, Govind is here from the government side. Whatever possible, we will take it from him. And also, he has assured me about the skill development also. And you as a machine supplier and the technology supplier, we are all here. So we can do things together.
Well said, Prabhu. Well said, Gopi. So I think we are all set to set up one of the best factories here in India. We have a lot of good raw materials available, good government support, at the same time good skill development from the government. At the same time, we also have good machine suppliers and supporting machine suppliers. So I think we are all set to set up a global factory. Are you with me?
Yes, let's join hands.
Yes.
Here we are. Let's
I'm
take
totally
the industry to
excited.
the global stage.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hope you all like it. Maybe the 2.0 next year would be the best version of it.
Well, what a performance, right? At least in the end, there was that kind of dramatics that we were expecting. And well, I didn't know that we had such hidden talents amongst us. So I think, if the Bollywood, if someone is there, I'm sure they will be thinking that some serious competition is also happening right here at Indiawood. So if there are any producers amongst the audience today, I'm sure please get in touch with me, because I'm going to be taking the role of their casting manager as well. And definitely I am going to be updating my LinkedIn about this new scouting talent that I've acquired. Well, on a serious note actually, so this skit was not just about entertainment, and it was about delivering the most important message that will stay with us for a longer time and drive us to take action towards making India a true furniture powerhouse. I hope this is the message that we all need to take home today, right? Now finally, to wrap up today's program, I'm honored to introduce a seasoned industry veteran. He started his career about 34 years ago in the home textile industry and has been a driving force at Williams Sonoma Inc. India for the past 25 years. So under the leadership of Williams Sonoma, he is on his journey to setting benchmarks in product quality, testing and assurance. So ensuring that Indian manufactured furniture meets the global standards. See, one of the leading testing labs in India, his team is constantly working towards excellence. So it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Muthu Kumaran, the Director Quality Assurance at Williams Sonoma, India. And he is going to take us on a deep dive into India's journey as a preferred sourcing destination for global furniture retailers, exploring its quality, the challenges, the opportunity, and the evolution of the export market. Over to you.
Good morning and hello to everyone. And thank you, Sushma. And thanks for the opportunity to share my thoughts and experience in this forum, Indiawood. And I take this opportunity to congratulate Mr. Gopi and Mr. Raghu for their new position in this Indiawood. So I'm going to talk about something India as sourcing powerhouse. what are the opportunities we have? I think we have a very big opportunity in India. I've seen in the last 10 years, I think we have grown very big in the market share of the furniture industry. So we started in India, if you ask me that we started 10 years back, only we could be able to produce residential quality furniture. As in today that we are sharing on the hospitality furniture, we are shipping out from India. So the journey started from handcraft furniture in India, and we have a lot of challenges when you are talking about the handcrafted furniture. So the hand carving and the finishing, there's a crackle finish or paint finish. So a lot of manufacturers, they must be knowing this already. And it takes a lot of lead time and very limitation to the quality. So we move out to the solid wood furniture, which is, we have seen that Mr. Gopi and team has shown a lot of new machines. It's been introduced to our furniture factories, which really help to improve our quality as well as the lead time. So here I would like to mention, because if you compare with our competitors, that's Vietnam, China and Indonesia, their lead time is like 90 days and reorders are 60 days, whereas we are still in 120 days and 90 days. The turnaround time is little bit still a challenge for us. So really we need to focus on that. That will actually give more opportunities to India. The brand will rely on our exporters. So if you look at other areas where we have revamped, from the solid wood we move to the engineering wood, because the solid wood has a lot of challenges again of the cost and the production time and quality. So we started using a lot of engineering wood, plywood, particle boards and MDF. So how long you can sell only the solid wood furniture? So you need a mixed media materials. So we started using stone, maybe the metal is a base and top is the stone, or other way around, is like wood base with the stone, or top is with the metal. Metal is like MS or SS or aluminum casted products, which I think this is our strength, the aluminum casted. Is really actually selling very well for us. I'm not sure about other brands. Then the glass. So it's not a flat glass. We use a lot of molten glass too. It's something new, and some products is the customers are really giving a great feedback on that. Now we are moving into the leather furniture also. So, but leather, the people, what they think is always Italian market is the big leather market or the China. So whereas how we can start, we can't do 100% leather products. Maybe we can start with the metal frame and seats are with the leather. So that's also we have started in a couple of years back. That's really going very well. So I'm just sharing with my thoughts. I'm not sure about the industry. I know a couple of factories are coming up in a big way on the upholstery side. So the another big opportunity, what I think, is the outdoor furniture. In outdoor furniture, we start with the teak, because the teak is, I think, is only wood where in India we can sustain for the outdoor standards. And we have some MS products also, where we do a pure polyester coat with stand for like a 5% salt spray on 200 hours. 200 hours testing. The another area that is, I would say, is untouched, and many of the customers is not in confidence working with India, that is high-risk products, the kids furnitures. Last 2 years we were really putting so much effort how we can produce a kids furniture, because you need a lot of attention to detail, and the tolerance are 0%, and one accident will go into the recall of the product. So even our exporters were not so confident, oh, how can we make like that? So our engineering team worked very hard and the designing team. So this is very important, the designing and engineering team should be collaborated together so that the design that sells and the engineering really functions. So the last one is upholstery furniture. I think is a huge opportunity for us to move in that direction. Here is some most favorite subject, I would say, because since I'm in a quality for a very long time. So when I get into this actually manufacturing, not only the quality, because what we are struggling with, we used to have a lot of challenges on inspection when the shipments are shipped out, maybe 3 months time or 4 months time to 5 months time. So we thought it is a need of the hour to create an SOP, what kind of chemical it will work and how we can verify. These both are very important. Once you are treating it, you need to verify whether it's been treated well and really is going to work. So we created an SOP and this really helped, and I would say this last many years, touch wood, we don't have any complaint on that area. To have a right quality on the product, you need a right people also. We invest a lot of, I would say, on the engineering part. We have a people, see, I'm heading not only wood furniture area, I'm heading for the quality of textile, decorative products and lighting. So we believe in investing on people. We created a team really from the electrical engineer and FRI guys for my furniture products and mechanical engineers for my decorative products and textile engineers for textile products. So when you have people who studied in that engineering background and when they gain the experience, really they are adding values, no doubt. That's the way that we could able to grow big in the furniture industry. So another big challenge was the drying. It's not about only the drying of wood. Everyone understands, oh, our moisture is supposed to be 6% to 10% or below 10%. So it's not that. The clean dry is totally different. Then we thought it's the need of our to have an SOP. Thanks to Mr. Gopi, because he has sent his team. We work together because he is, and the people they have, is very good experience on how to run a machine. We know once it's been dried, what all things that we need to check to verify that wood is going to perform the way it's supposed to be. So we created an SOP. There's nothing like that in our industry. Even I checked within Vietnam, Indonesia, and China make counterparts. Even they don't have that kind of SOP. So really that will help. It's not only for Williams Sonoma. I think that the vendors are using for themselves, for 100% for other customers too. So what kind of quality check you have? You have, okay, you check with the moisture meter, and what else you can do? You can check whether the wood has stress or not. So these are some of the examples which we have given in our SOP. I think this is available with Mr. Gopi and team. So anybody wants, please, you can use it. It's not our property, it's our India. So because I'm thinking of, we have to upgrade ourselves in the wood industry market in the globally. So that will really help to improve our drying of wood, and the quality of the wood is right. So you don't have any swelling or in shrinkage later on, which will lead to the end cracks, surface checks, and delamination issues. The another thing is our vendors, I will really appreciate, they put a lot of investment on CNC machines. So really we get a high efficiency and precision by using such machines, because we make a lot of KD wood furniture, knockdown furniture. Because as and today, this is the biggest challenge is sending a full furniture will cost like 20-25% more than sending in a knockwood furniture. The transport cost is very expensive. Not only the transport, if you think about the storage space in our distribution center or on our stores, is going to take a lot of space. Every square feet has a cost. So not how the Vietnam people are actually selling more and more. They invest on engineering. They said flat pack furniture sell a lot. And today, we could able to do on some part on a KD furniture. If you do it on a full, say, sideboards or an almari, we are doing it on a flat pack. I've seen that the people, they do on a one pack with 250 hardwares and excellent quality. Why I'm saying I've seen there, I stayed there for a couple of days and I saw their manufacturing excellence is out of the world. I think our aim should be not comparing within us, we should compare with the other markets, what they are doing, how they are doing. So that's the reason it's very important is any assembly of the product, we should use the proper zig and fixers. Till today, if you see everyone is putting a number on the drawers because we don't have you can make a drawer, you can fit it into any compartment, it's not possible. Because we have to put everything, we have to put a grinding, we have to fix it, it runs very well. So we have to move it into that direction. I've seen the people who is producing, they are producing only carcass and they are producing only drawers. They finish it separately, they assemble it in the last end. If they can do it, why can't we do it? So we need to invest more on the carcass composers and drawer composers. I request Indiawood to help our exporters to reach in that level. Finishing, this is the biggest challenge. Actually, everyone look at the finish before they see the product, right? So right now that everyone is moving on to the more of stores to web. So the people look at the product in the picture, they order it, when they receive it, if the colors is not matching, then definitely they are return back. The depiction issue is the big challenge. I would say that in India still we have to do a lot on the finishing area. The people are invested on cart lines or pallet line or conveyorized line on the finishing, but we need to invest on to the right people. The packaging, so again, I'm saying why I'm touching this point, packaging is also very critical. So if you make a beautiful product without any defect and some compromise on packaging will ruin the quality. So the packaging is very important. We have a IIP, Indian Institute of Packaging in India. I think that vendors should be investing on that, getting the right people in the right place. Why I'm saying I have a packaging engineer for last 10 years. He is doing an amazing job. So he knows where he need to actually secure the product. Sometimes we are overbuilding the packaging, which is not going to help. So unless until we know the challenges, we can't improve ourselves. So I put the first thing is the value engineering. I would say the engineering is different than the value engineering. I've seen we put a lot of overbuilding of a product, so which is not required. So the same product, you can use 10 mm, 15 mm, 20 mm wood or any engineering wood, which will really help to reduce your cost. So that comes there in terms of value engineering. The drawers, we have seen it, many factories they do it on solid wood. We don't have to put up fascia as a solid wood and other 3 ways or 4 ways you can use in a plywood, so which will help. But we'll have to ensure when you are using a plywood, you should be zero cap, so that at least when you are doing a machining, we don't have any problem. Otherwise, you will end up with rejection of 25%. The skill availability, this is the biggest challenge as on today in India. We don't get the right people to finish our product. I've seen the people, they finish it with 11 steps. So we approach with a couple of finishing companies. So I'm taking the help of Sherlium Williams, and I'm taking the help of Biocam, who is the finishing supplier in Vietnam, and we are taking the help of PCG. The PCG is really helping on the outdoor furnitures, and of course, AkzoNobel. So they are not only into the finishing, they are into the glue also. They are really supported on the glue. So a lot of factories now they are using AkzoNobel glues. So in the finishing, what other factories are getting a benefit. When you buy a big volume from these people, they give a big support on your finishing line. They send their people to your finishing line and they will run your finishing line so that you get a consistency in quality of finishing. And there is a because another opportunity in India, we manufacture the complete product and we finish it. Whereas in Vietnam, they move to the component level. The finishing is so beautiful. So you can see the end product, they have a very consistency in finishing. Once you have made the product, we have very limitation of finishing the product. So the way you can inspect and correct the finishing on the component level, you can't do it in a complete product. Then attention to detail. So why we need that? Because I've seen that if you have to pass through these 7 processes in a product, so everyone thinks, oh, I missed this, the next guy will take it out. Another process is thinks, oh, you have to do another process, this guy will take it out. I think we need to have a very strong get check system, which is missing. On the material availability, as on today we have a lot of norms coming up every time that you hear from Europe or US. These are the norms which we need to follow. So we are really dependent upon on our import. So the cost is more and the timeline and the minimum order you have to buy a lot. Even the hardware, still we are dependent upon on the import. So these are the areas I believe if we focus and improve upon, we can further add our business. We can bring more business to India. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Muthu. It was really a very insightful session. So, the global furniture market has its eyes on India, and your insights today is, on maintaining the quality standards, and where, it was truly very enlightening, I would say. So, if anyone wants to discuss with Mr. Muthu with regards to the quality assurance and how that can be implemented, perhaps you all can get in touch with him. I'm sure he would love to connect on that front. Now, I would actually like to call upon Mr. Raghavendra, the current secretary of IWMMTA, to give a thank you note to you all.
What a power pack 1 hour it was. It was very enlightening for me also. It was very happy to meet Aakash and Muthu sir. And we are very, very heartfelt thanks to both of them. And with a short notice, they came all along from Mumbai and their areas, and then addressing our audience here. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Aakash. What an amazing presentation it was. Showing our own heritage and how precision and then it can be still achieved in our new era with our new technology machines. It was very, very, very enlightening. And also thank Mr. Muthu sir. He has thrown a lot of light on the quality and how to approach the global market. We still have a lot of issues, what I also showed in our skit regarding our own internal challenges, what our customers are facing. So from the design to manufacturing, and from manufacturing to even assembly and then to packing. So it takes a lot of time for us, and thanks Mr. Muthukumaran sir for having here and then throwing a lot of light to us. I would like to call Mr. Ashok D'Souza to give them a small token. Mr. Aakash, if you can come on stage for 2 minutes, please.